This is Inside the Wolf's Den, an entrepreneurial journey with Shawn and Joni Wolfswinkel.
Welcome back to Inside the Wolf's Den with your hosts, Shawn and Joni Wolfswinkel. And we actually have a pretty cool guest today that I've actually been pretty excited to have Jose Pina on the show. How are you, Jose?
I'm doing great. Trying to stay out of this heat in California.
Yes.
Overall, we are doing great.
Awesome. Well, thank you for being on the show today. So just a quick bio on Jose. So get ready to be inspired as we uncover the remarkable journey of a true entrepreneur who turned his passion into a thriving business. The story of Jose Pina. Today, we delve into the life of a remarkable individual who embodies the American dream. A recipient of the prestigious Franchise of the Year award in 2021, Jose Pina's path to success is a testament to hard work, determination, and a genuine love for his craft. For the past 17 years, plumbing has been at the very core of Jose's life. From the moment he stepped into the world of pipes and wrenches, he knew it was his true calling. With unwavering passion and a commitment to excellence, he dedicated himself to mastering the intricacies of the trade. For the initial 14 years of his career, Jose honed in the skills as a plumber, working tirelessly for others. But deep within, a burning desire to be his own boss was growing stronger. And so, with courage and determination, he took the leap and embarked on a journey to establish his own plumbing business. Jose soon fell in love with the concept of franchising and seized the chance with both hands. In 2017, he proudly opened his first Mr. Rooter Plumbing in the sunny Bernardino, California, armed with a team of 4 skilled professionals and 2 trusty trucks. He now has Mr. Rooter locations not just in San Bernardino, but also Riverside, Apple Valley, and Sonoma Valley. Wow, I didn't realize that. Pretty impressive. Love it. Yeah. So again, thank you for joining us today. Why don't you kind of get started? Give us a little background of how this all began.
Back when, so I'm going to go back into the beginning of my career. When I first started, I started working with the Carpenters Union, and with the Carpenters Union, my cousin got me in, and my cousin was probably the hardest worker that was out there. So he made sure that he beat hard work into me. And I took it on, I embraced it. I loved being a part of the Carpenters Union, and I was working hard. I was working 6 days a week. We're working 6/12s over, the next couple of years and stuff. And one summer, the owner of our company, he just decided that he was done. He was going to retire. And I'd never been laid off in my life before. So when he retired, I was left without a job. And I sat around a little bit on unemployment, and that, that's not for me. So I had some friends that were coming over and visiting, and my friend was basically, he showed me his paycheck. Long story short, he showed me his paycheck. I said, wow, how do I get one of those? He says, I'm a plumber. And I says, can you get me in? I love to learn a trade. And he brought me into the plumber's trade, and it was life-changing. I never looked back. I embraced it. I love plumbing. It's a lot more fun than being a business owner, I'll tell you that.
A lot less headache.
Yes. It was, plumbing was what I was looking for, but I didn't know that I was looking for it, and it found me.
Yeah, it's there's some days, right, you just want to go back and I just want to clock in and clock out from 8 to 5 and not to deal with all the stress and pressure and just collect my paycheck. But I mean, what is there anything that drew you to that? Like, it was just an opportunity that presented itself, and you felt like that was something that, what really drew you to just the plumbing? Was it just that opportunity, or was there, did you have some kind of passion for that type of work?
Well, I did have the passion. I love building stuff with my hands. I like taking stuff apart with my hands, and it's fun. It's fun when you get a new challenge in front of you every time. So I always loved to build. So when I came into the plumbing trade, I brought my carpenter skills with me, and they used to get mad at me like, hey, don't be doing drywall and painting for these customers. We're only plumbers. But like, I really enjoyed like making someone's house beautiful, fix their plumbing, paint it up, and put stuff back. So I've always had the passion to help people and love going into people's houses and making their houses look nicer.
Love it. Talk about some of maybe the challenges that you went through with, obviously, from being an employee to going to be a business owner, right? Like, obviously there's a lot of things that you go through that you don't know when you become a business owner. So maybe talk about some of the initial challenges that you went through.
Man, I could tell you, I don't know if anyone has ever read the book, The E-Myth.
Uh-huh.
The E-Myth is a very good book, and it explains it in there. And I'm just, it turns lights on in my head all the time. Like, goodness, that was me. So making the transition, starting my company, I thought that, all I needed was me. To be out there to be the plumber, but then all of a sudden, the phones are ringing and you can't take these certain jobs because, you're the plumber and you're booked up a week in advance and stuff. And so you find out that you can't help everybody.
Right.
And then you hire guys on. So the challenge is finding guys that have the same passion as you, so, but I was blessed with the opportunity to bring some guys on who they grabbed what my heart, and they poured it out there as much as I did, and that's what really, really helped us become a very good company.
Yeah.
Can you speak to that a little bit? Because I just I've got to know you through the franchise and reunions and leadership events and stuff like that. But you're somebody that really, you have number one, you have a great personality and you attract people to you. I don't know if you've probably been told this before, but like you're one of those people that attracts, you're fun to be around. You're a likable person, and that's not easy. And I don't know if you work on that or if it just comes natural. But maybe talk about how have you built your culture and your company and attracted guys, that work hard, but we were talking a little bit about it before we jumped on. But I know you have a great culture.
And also retaining the talent, right? Because we talked about this earlier too. There's ups and downs in the business, and trying to keep the morale up to, that they have positive attitudes sometimes can be tough.
Yeah, it is tough. It does get tough, but here in Mr. Rooter, we have a motto: everybody eats. Everybody eats here. We always make sure that everyone's taken care of, and we always make sure that even our lowest guy is we're always there to pick each other up. I mentioned to you guys earlier that sometimes morale's down when slow season hits. Like we've been through a little bit of slow times. We've got to find, as owners, a way to pick up morale. And sometimes that means Monica and I got to, order a bunch of pizzas and serve everybody, or we got to order breakfast, and we will physically go in our break room and serve each and every person and tell them, hey, we want to thank you for all the service that you provide for us here at Mr. Rooter. This is just a little token to give back. And I think that really helps create a culture here. And not only that, my leaders that we have here, they're very, very proactive in as far as helping guys out. So like when we have these pretty big projects going on, our leaders, if there's guys sitting around at the shop, they're still getting paid on the clock. They'll take these group of guys and just be like, hey, let's go help so-and-so finish this job. I see, I got 6 plumbers on one job because there's no work right now going on. and that really helps that guy that's there working on the job, and brings them all together as a whole.
Mm-hmm.
That's what helps the culture here at Mr. Rooter.
Yeah. So you as a company might not be profitable, or it might not be but the guys gain experience, they get fed, like you said, and then the guy that it is his job, or he did sell it, or he's also getting the support and help, so he's happier. But yeah,
That's awesome. Something that I love about what you do is we here on the show, we talk a lot about being the local expert, right, in your industry. And that's something that you've been able to nail in your industry. There's not a lot of plumbing companies or, HVAC companies, other industries that have been able to do that. And I love what you're doing, because I think it draws attention, and you're constantly creating content out there. Tell us a little bit about what you do to, be the local expert in your community.
We do a lot of in-house training with the guys, to help, and basically we do a lot of hands-on training. Like, we make sure that when we bring guys on, that they've run a 300 snake, they've run a 100 snake. That's the Spartan machines. We make sure that they've been through everything before we put them out there. Because it's really important that if you're going to go out there, that you're an extension of us. And we provide them with all the tools to keep a job clean, keep some simple grain on your truck, keep some rags on your truck, keep, a tool mat on your truck, keep, a rooter, a carpet. So that way you're not putting a machine in someone's house or something. Always keep those booties on. So we want to be the best. That's the ultimate goal here in Southern California. I used to say the Inland Empire, but we're in Los Angeles now too. Mm-hmm. So we want to be Southern California's best. And the way to do that is always training.
Yeah. And when you're out in the jobs, you're taking photos and videos of that and posting it on social media, right? To let everybody know that you are the best in this industry. Yeah.
And and we're proud of their work. Mm-hmm. We're proud of the work they do. We there's a lot of stuff that we've invested in here behind the scenes, just to make sure guys are certified and they're safe with OSHA standards and stuff like that. We always want to make sure that they're using the proper equipment for the job and their jobs look safe. We don't want to take chances and stuff like that. Mm-hmm. So we like to go out, and they really enjoy when we come out to their job, and you take a couple burgers and you take some pictures of their work and stuff like that. That really makes their day. Like, man, you tell them, good job, man, we're proud of you. They're over there sweating and stuff like that, and they're really thankful that you're out there taking pictures of their work and sharing it on social media.
Yeah,
I need to get back out there. I haven't done it in the last maybe month or so.
Yeah.
How often do you try to get out there to kind of visit their work?
I get out there at least 2-3 times a week.
Yeah.
2-3 times a week at least.
What do they say? Expect what you inspect.
Yeah.
Awesome.
Yep. Yeah.
Do you what drew you to the franchise model? Like, how did you reach out and decide to open a Mr. Rooter franchise?
So, I had started my first little company by myself. It was called 5-Star Rooter and Plumbing. Mm-hmm. When I started that, I got a phone call from the franchise, which was, so I had a little Western Texas accent voice call me, hi, Jose, I'm so-and-so with the Mr. Rooter company, and we're looking to find plumbers who want to turn their business over to a Rooter franchise. And I thought to myself, I took it as a joke. I was like, what do they want with me? Like, who am I? I honestly, I didn't take it really serious. I said, sure, I'll take the phone call with I guess they were their sales department. Sir, I'll take the phone call. And I remember I wrote their appointment down on my appointment book, and I waited for that phone call. And sure enough, I got the phone call Monday at 10 o'clock in the morning. They said they looked into me and stuff, and they said, we're Mr. Franchise. We would like to, offer you the opportunity to, develop from a business employee to a business owner, because where you're at, you're going to be a business owner for a while. So I kind of thought about it. I says, okay, let me take the chance. I'm going to fly out to Waco. So I took that chance, bought my ticket and stuff, flew out to Waco. I met with Sam Thurman at the time and Richard Hansen. It was great. I really liked it, And so don't get me wrong here. A little time later, they gave me my franchise disclosure documents. I gave them a check for $6,000. I told them, look, I'm going to dip into my life savings. Here's a check for $6,000. Let's do it. Then I got my franchise disclosure documents. And I couldn't afford an attorney at the time.
Yeah.
And I sat there and I read that book and I says, wow, no way. I'm not doing this. They could keep my $6,000. I'm not doing this,
Yeah.
So I left them a message. I says, look, guys, you guys could keep my $6,000. I'm not going to risk you guys taking my house and taking everything I got if this doesn't work, I ultimately got scared,
Yeah.
So I was working on a job one day. I'm underneath the house and I'm doing the plumbing underneath the house, trying to fix this up for a guy. And my phone's just blowing up. And I'm like, man, I better go get it. So I crawled from one side of the house all the way to the other side of the house because I needed that customer. I needed my next customer.
Yeah.
I pick up the phone and it's Sam Thurman. He's like, hey, Jose, I just want to let you know, I got your message on the $6,000. He says, Jose, you got to give me a chance. He's like, what are you doing right now? I said, well, I'm crawling from underneath the house. I'm fixing someone's plumbing. He says, come on, Jose, you don't want to be crawling under houses the rest of your life. I'm going to make you a business owner from a business employee. And I said, well, let me talk to my wife when I get home. He says, you call me when you get home. So I called him when I got home and I put him on speaker, and he has a little country accent too. He's like, hey, Monica, hey, Jose, I was just talking to Jose. Look, I'll give you your $6,000 back if you don't want to do this. But all I'm asking you is give me the opportunity to show you that I can help you go over the top. Mm-hmm. And my wife looked at me and she's like, well, we're on our own already, so let's give it a shot then, So we gave it a shot, and we ended up back in Waco, and basically they got me in on a bare minimum. Yeah. They got me in on $6,000. Most people get in there. You're coming out the pocket probably, deep into 5-6 figures or so.
Yeah.
They got me in on a bare minimum. They gave me this one little city. But they says, we're going to let you work in this other area where you want to work at. And I went back to Waco, came back, and we opened up. And, man, we haven't looked back, We haven't looked back. We blew San Bernardino apart. It was,
That's amazing.
No, you've had tremendous success. And being Franchise of the Year is not an easy accomplishment. Yeah. So,
best $6,000 I ever spent.
Yeah. So what in your opinion, remembering those days of those, that $6,000 to fast forward to where you are today, what do you think sets you apart? Like what's made, and you've done it in a fairly short amount of time and quickly. So what makes you different than the other franchise owners or just other plumbing companies out there? What do you think makes your company different?
I believe truthfully, because I have really good friends who are business owners around us, and we talk and stuff. I believe what sets us apart is that we bought all into the system. You've already bought in to a franchise.
Mm-hmm.
Franchise is going to unroll you, a path to be successful. And I think me buying all in and some has helped us tremendously. And sometimes franchise owners, they buy in, but they say, oh, well, I'm not going to do that. No, I'm not going to do this. No, I'm not going to use that. And I feel like that's what makes a difference between us and some other, franchisees. Nothing against them. Everyone does what works for them.
Mm-hmm.
I think me buying all into the system that I bought into has helped me tremendously.
Love that.
Yeah. To talk about, as that time period where you scaled, and you're still growing a lot, but now that you're even in LA and all that, talk about some of the, I guess, obstacles and growth is hard, because Joni and I lived it too. And so we've, when you're growing a lot, it's, there's a lot going on, but there's, and things break, systems break at certain, we always found that, as we kept growing, the systems that we had for, when we were at certain revenue level, worked for that, but didn't work when we hit next revenue level, and it just, things would break. We had to redo the processes. We had to get better people, along the way, or better managers. But just talk about some obstacles, and it always takes a lot of money as you grow, which I'm sure you're aware of. It just, as you keep growing, cash flow can sometimes could be a constraint. But talk about what you lived, or some of the obstacles you had to overcome.
I would say, when in the beginning when we started, nobody, you start calling some of your old plumber friends and to see if they want to come join you and stuff like that, and they don't believe it's going to work. It's not going to happen. So one of the biggest obstacles was bringing guys in green and showing them how you can be successful as a plumber, what plumbing has done for me in my life and my family, and what it can do for you. So the biggest obstacle was getting guys and training them up from the bottom, and making them well-rounded, sharp plumbers. That was one of the biggest challenges. But I think leading the way, taking calls, taking a phone call from a customer, getting in my van, going to service call, meeting my plumber out there. I think that has helped us a lot. Leading by example, always, showing the guys that, hey, I can do this as well. But now, thankfully, I don't have to be out there. There's managers here that, were with me back then, and they're continuing that forward with the new guys.
Yeah. Do you have have you set it up to where you've been able to promote some of those? Have you done a great job of promoting from within, and then some of these new areas that you're taking on? Do you start with one of your senior managers goes and kind of runs that area, or how do you structure it?
So we structure here, Mr. Reuter, we structure basically, we've grown most of our managers from within.
Yeah.
Most of the guys, actually all of my managers, they were managers. Two of them were managers other places, but not too long. But when they came here, they learned our system. So our managers are all, I would say, grown from within here at Mr. Reuter. We brought guys in with experience, and what we found is those guys who come in with experience, there's probably some baggage that comes with them, bad habits and stuff like that. And we found that it's better to grow from within.
Mm-hmm.
You're better off investing in someone. It costs you a lot of money to invest in someone, but we can't afford not to. If
Love
that
that.
makes sense.
Yeah, absolutely.
It helps more to invest in people here. I have about 6-7 trainees right now. If I gave them a truck, they'd probably be ready to go by next week. But they're humbly training because they see the morale and the atmosphere here and stuff. And they're patiently waiting for their spot. But that's been a big key, is growing our managers from the bottom. Two of my managers they have actually dug holes for me out on the field. My manager Gabriel, he was digging a hole for me in 105-degree weather.
Wow.
And on his second day, and he about died. He ended up in the hospital. Sent me a picture with him of an IV. And I didn't think he was going to come back. I was like, oh, God, here comes my first claim. He says, I'll be back to work on Monday. He texts me. I'll be back to work on Monday. And he showed up, My other manager, Corin, I remember, he was excavating the hole for us. And we were just kind of like in the shade watching him, because that's what he was. He was an installer.
Yeah.
He came up from that, and he's a manager here. So there's guys that he used to help out and excavate for that were excavating for him later on.
Yeah.
So it's been great watching guys grow from within our system here. I can't tell you, I have one of the things that, I love the most is seeing how many guys who work for us that prior they were living in apartments, living with their moms, now have homes of their own. Their name is on the deed. I am a homeowner. And that, that's something big for us that we really take pride to.
Yeah.
Love that.
That's awesome.
Yeah, love that.
Yeah.
Jose, with your extensive experience in the plumbing industry, if there was an entrepreneur coming in that's maybe wanting to get started as a business owner, maybe open a plumbing company, what advice would you give them?
Franchise guy, are we saying someone who would like to buy into a franchise, or are we just saying
anybody that wants to buy into a franchise or just wants to get into the business of plumbing? What advice would you give them?
Stay out of the Inland Empire and parts of LA, because I'm gonna run all of it. Number one,
you already do run all of it.
we're taking over this area if we haven't already. That's the first piece of advice. The second, just grow slow from within. Learn the systems. Read books. Read the E-Myth. Know that you can't do every single part of a company. Just have a plan.
Yeah.
Don't just think I'm gonna buy a truck, put a couple of stickers, and start marketing. Have a plan. Write a business plan in place, and know where your money's going to and how you're spending it marketing wise. Because here I am on my 6th year, and I'm still learning numbers. I'm still learning, profit and loss sheets, where things have gone up over last year, where we're down, where we're spending too much money. So have a plan, and just know that when you buy something, make sure it's paying for itself.
Love that. And I also want to add in there a support system as well, because I know Monica's not on the show today, but she is an amazing woman, and I think she's behind you 100%. I see that, and it's kind of been amazing to see the two of you guys grow together.
Yeah, she's behind the scenes. She does, she does her part here. And I'll tell you something. When I worked at a plumbing company in Ontario, the gentleman there, he had his wife. She was like very involved, and she was very rude, disrespectful to some of the guys. So I told her, you will never be that person. So we will always, you know, you you stay out of the way, just collect the payments, put it in the bank, pay the bills, everything else, just let me and the managers deal with. And she, for the most part, she kind of stays out of it. You know, she's able to concentrate on all the fun stuff we have going with our boys. You know, she's doubles up. You know, she's one minute she's at helping out in band camp with the high school, and the next thing you know, she's picking up the other one from his baseball practice, and so it frees her up for all that stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
She's great. She's our backbone here.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Love it.
Do you have an example? Being an entrepreneur, we were talking about before we got on the show, like being an entrepreneur and a business owner has a lot of challenges. So do you have a good example, maybe, or a story or that so far in your journey as a business owner that I'm sure there's a lot, but maybe one that stands out that you know, was a challenge, you had to overcome it, how you did it, and kind of what you learned from it?
Yes, I did. I had to learn that, you know, not everyone's not going to be permanent, you know. I had a guy who started with me.
Mm-hmm.
I thought he was here to the end. Unfortunately, he had his own agenda behind the scenes. He started doing stuff behind us, and when we were a small baby company, we didn't have, you know, you don't think of lawsuits. You don't think of, you know, you think this guy's with you forever.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And you come to find out, you know, that he's been, you know, snaking behind your back and stuff like that. So if you're an entrepreneur and you were just starting, I would make sure you get paperwork in order right off the bat.
Mm-hmm.
If you have to spend a little money and have an attorney write something for you, then do it. Have a handbook, have arbitration agreements, have, you know, a pay structure plan, so that, and be up and up with everyone, so that way, you know, this particular gentleman, he felt that because he helped me start the business, he's helped start when I was in business
Mm-hmm.
with us, that he was entitled to be partial owner. I showed him the bills, and I says, well, if you're partial owner, then go ahead and write a couple of checks and help me pay for some of the bills that are coming in, and, you know, then things change. And so we ended up in a lawsuit early, you know, within the first 3 months of our business.
Mm.
So be careful with people out there. You know, not everyone has your back out there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Good advice there.
Yeah, that's awesome.
Yeah.
Well, similar stories,
Mhm.
but it's tough. It's
You want to believe in people, and you do, but it's
You do.
Yeah.
and you give people opportunity
Mhm.
and
But I won't change.
yeah.
I will not change.
Exactly.
I will not, you know, there's times I say to myself, like, why don't we do this for these people? I'm not going to change. You know, I'm not going to change who I am. I'm going to always help people.
Mm.
I'm always going to help people grow. I'm always going to help people, you know, teach people. You know, guys come in, they don't really have money. You know, we put, you know, we invest, we buy tools for them so that they have tools now to get certain jobs done. And, you know, I have a young core here that's guys from like 20, 21, 22, 23 years old
Mm-hmm.
that, you know, they live with their moms and stuff like that. But now they're homeowners, and they've grown with us, and, you know, and they see that, you know.
Mm-hmm.
You're always going to get a group of guys that love you, and you're always going to get a group of guys that they just don't like you, and that's just how life goes.
Mm-hmm.
It is what it is.
Yeah.
But you can never change who you are for them.
Yeah, that's what I love about you.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yep.
Your spirit and your
100%.
just looking ahead, where I think
You already took over California's.
I mean, what
What's
really
in the future?
Yeah, what's your goals and visions for the future?
Our vision is to get Rooter, you know, to where we have. I want to build a little school here. I own a commercial property here in Colton. I have 3 units. We currently occupy 2, and I have a tenant that his lease ends at the end of August. I want to open up a little school there. I want to open up a little training facility and just put it on our local pages and offer, local people to come by and learn how to keep their drains unclogged, train our service professionals on how to be ready for the field.
Mm-hmm.
So the goal is to just keep teaching people and keep growing people.
Yeah.
That's
awesome.
our ultimate goal.
That's amazing. I love that.
Yeah.
One question I have for you, Jose. So if you could look back and go back in your early 20s, what advice would you give Jose?
Oh man.
Sorry, I didn't mean to put you in a spot there.
I think I think where I am today, God brought me here.
Mm-hmm.
I know 100% He brought me here, and young Jose was supposed to be in the military. I come from a family where my brother was, he's a West Point graduate, very, a very respectable man. So proud of him. And, but God had other plans for me. So I don't think I would really change much. I just would thank God a little bit more when I was younger, give Him more attention, because I am here because of Him now.
Love it.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
So if people are in the LA inland, I don't know all the cities you're in, but area,
State of California.
yeah, and they want to get a hold of you either for plumbing, check you guys out for plumbing assistance, or needs, or somebody that may be looking to make a career, how can people get a hold of you?
Give us a call. We're here. Google us. You can't miss us on Google. I have to call I'll call my marketing team and say, why did he miss us? Yeah, give us a call. We have our phone number. I can share.
Yeah, go ahead, share it. Yeah.
It's 909-453-3371. Give us a call. We're always looking to add to our team. Always hire.
Awesome.
That's another thing. If you're an entrepreneur and you're out there starting your business, always be hiring.
Mm-hmm.
Sweet. Yeah, and
everywhere I go, I'm hiring. I went to the gym. The other day, and I hired the guy. He just started yesterday. I went to a family party, and I met my nephew's friends. He works for me. So everywhere I go, I'm always hiring, always closing, always trying to add to the business.
Awesome.
I think that's what I was talking about. You just attract people to you. So, if you go to an event, a corporate event or whatever, you go anywhere you go, everybody's around Jose. Yeah. So either you're buying free drinks or I don't know, but
people just love Jose.
No, but no. And are you on what social media platforms if people want to follow you? You on any?
Yeah, we're on Instagram. We're on Mr. Rooter Plumbing IE.
Yeah.
On Instagram. I have a gal here who took over it, Nancy Faraz. She's helping us out. But we're gonna start doing our own individual pages for our business.
Okay.
So that way we can kind of differentiate from the personal life and the business.
Okay, cool.
But Mr. Rooter Plumbing IE is our business page on Instagram.
Awesome. Well, we'll post all that in the show notes, and so if people are looking out or want to follow you, I know you do great videos, and that's what Joni was mentioned before. But you do a great job, and we love following you and keeping up with you. So,
yes.
Yeah, and if you're into Volkswagens, right? Bugs and vans. This is the guy to talk to. So
come to my shop. You'll see a collection of them.
That's pretty cool. So no, we really appreciate this, Jose, and I know you're a busy person and it takes a lot of time out of your busy day. So we really appreciate you being here, sharing. You run a really great company and decent sized business, 8 figures. So I know it's no small feat. And so we appreciate the time you took out to share with us today.
Yes. Thank you so much, Jose. It was a blast.
I'm very honored. I'm very honored. I just wish we could have did this in like Cancun.
I know.
Next time.
In the Dominican Republic or something,
Yeah. Next time.
The beach version, one.
We've done a few, but
have you?
Yeah, we've done. I did the at the one in Cancun. We interviewed the president of Real Property Management out there. And
cool.
Yeah, and I've done some in Zihuatanejo, and anyways, but I'll do next event.
time. Yeah.
I'll bring all our equipment and we'll do it. So, but we appreciate it. Thank you for again, and everybody, please, if you like this, share it, and if you know somebody that would benefit from this, please share it. And we appreciate all of you, and we'll see you all next week.
Thanks, everyone.
Thank you all.
See ya.
Thank you.
You've been listening to Inside the Wolf's Den, an entrepreneurial journey with Shawn and Joni Wolfswinkel. Tons of entrepreneurial podcasts are out there, talking. But Joni and Shawn are living it every single day. Their portfolio now includes many franchises and medium-sized businesses. We talk about the trials and motivators of successfully running a business. Join us again soon for another podcast. But until then, reach out on the website at InsideTheWolfsDen.com, on Facebook at Inside the Wolf's Den, on Instagram at Inside the Wolf Den. We'll see you again soon. This is Inside the Wolf's Den. We'll see you next time.